I have an amazing opportunity for you guys that I am going to put my money where my mouth is. I will pay you $5,000 if you do not make money doing this program. And I know you're probably saying, what the hell is he talking about? So I had somebody reach out to me last night that is flipping leads, doing lead brokering, and I'll explain what that is in a second if you don't know. And hit me up and said, hey, I did a free case study, I just threw it out there. He said, I followed your free case study and I spent $7 and I closed my first deal. I don't know exactly how much money he made on his first deal, but I know for a fact he made more than $7. So he's like, holy crap, this really does work. And I said, listen, this is a great business. So what I'm referring to is a lead broker business. The lead broker business I started in around May of 2014. I knew I wanted to become a lead generator, but I knew I had to start off as a lead broker to understand, how this business works, the lead business. The reason why the lead business is so great is because every company, many companies need leads, right? Most companies need leads. They do not buy leads from one company. They do not buy leads only once. They buy leads forever, right? So, a lot of people may say, well, why don't companies just do it themselves and do their own marketing? Well, you can say, well, why doesn't a company build their own website, do their own taxes, become their own attorney? Why don't they do everything, right? So companies outsource their services. And the lead business, really not everyone knows how to generate leads. Not every company, not every business owner wants to generate his own leads. He just wants to hire someone to do it, right? That's just how it works. So, and a lot of times, like in my case, I can sell business loan leads cheaper than a company can generate them on their own because I figured it out. So the lead broker business, when I first started, I quickly got to $10,000 a month, got to $20,000 a month and more. And the reason why is when companies buy leads from you, okay, and the leads work, they keep buying. You don't have to, keep finding new buyers every day because that one buyer will keep buying. I've had a company just in the last 2 months buy about $100,000 in leads, just one company. I had a company spend over $1 million with me since I started back in 2014, and another company that I logged into my account with them at my Tampa mastermind. I logged into my account and showed them about a $970,000 or $980,000 that I've made since I started with them. So I'll be at $1 million soon. So it's great when you get that whale of a client or a whale of a lead buyer. They just keep buying from you. But that's the great thing about lead business. It's recurring revenue. So of course not every person that buys leads from you is going to be recurring and come back. Of course not. But all you need is that one, right? Or 2 or 3 out of 10 or 100, right? You don't need everybody to do it. You just need a few. So, and then you can see how it scales from there. So it's a great business. I highly recommend everyone does it. I've had so many people reach out to me in the last 6 or so months when I started putting this thing out there that say, wow, I brokered deals. Wow, I'm making money. Wow, this is actually working. I had one guy, Justin, who was at our Tampa mastermind. He's been selling to this one company for, I think it's like 6 months now, and they buy every single week. I have had other people. I have somebody, I think, is it Dustin? He's buying credit repair leads from me. He's been buying them for at least, I think, the last month or 2 months, consistently every week, about 250 to 500 leads a week, somewhere around there. He just keeps buying. He's making money on that, right? So that's the thing. And there's a lot of other people that have reached out to me telling me that they're doing it too. So after that person, and I'm not saying everyone's full names because this is what happens. When people post in the Facebook group, our support group, and they say stuff, they get bombarded by people privately. And I really wish everybody would just post everything publicly and just ask your questions publicly in the forum or the Facebook group so you can get your questions answered. But when people do that, they get bombarded. So last night he's like, I don't really want to post this because I know I'm going to get hit up by 100 people. So I get it. But after he told me that, I'm sitting there thinking, this is late, it's like midnight. And I'm like, you know what? I know for a fact if people actually put the effort into the lead broker business, they will make money. So I said, how could I come up with something where it's a guarantee? So that's why I'm doing this. So the lead broker business also, on top of that, there are 100 verticals you can get involved in. Okay, you can sell so many different types of leads. You can do, online forms. So it's a real-time lead. The person goes to the website, fills out the website, right? You sell that. You find somebody, let's just say like me, I generate business loan leads. So people come to me and say, okay, Phil, you're generating business loan leads. Somebody fills out the form. After they fill out the form, I sell that. So you can broker it, or I can sell direct to my lenders. So you can sell calls. You can sell age leads. An age lead, I sell age leads after 30 days. So I generate a lead today, in 30 days from now it becomes an age lead. So I sell it for cheaper, obviously, in 30 days from now. You can just sell straight up data, like take business loans, right? There's just a list of businesses, in the country. You could just sell data, just straight data. It's not a lead, it's just a business that maybe generates so much revenue or has so many employees or in certain states or whatever, right? It's just data. So these are just very easy things you can sell. You can also sell radio. You can sell radio time. You can sell radio leads, like put a phone number on the radio. They call in. Obviously, you have TV. It's a lot of different ways to do it. You also have live transfers. This is like a call center. A call center will call out on leads or data, get somebody on the phone, ask them qualifying questions, and then transfer the call over to the buyer, right? So you can flip those too. I used to flip those all the time in the business loan space. I used to sell student loan leads, loan modification, did some mortgage, tax relief, a bunch of stuff, and all I did was I found lead providers, and I went on Google and I put in all my ads, and I set up my website. I filled out a landing page for each lead type, so student loan, business loan, tax relief, whatever, and I had a page for each one. They went there, filled out the form, I called them up and sold them leads. That was it. I remember I used to go to TD Bank at the time. I never did a wire in my life before this, myself. And what happened was, when I say I never did a wire online, I've only done a wire inside a bank. So I did TD Bank, and I was going down there like every day. Needed to do a wire because I was moving money around by wires. Somebody wired money to me, I sent a wire out. So guy eventually asked me, like, what do you do that you're doing wires every day? Because the first thing he said, well, why don't you do this online? I'm like, oh, I never actually did online, but that's a good idea. Then I don't have to come here. But that was kind of like my way of getting out of the house because I was sitting in the house all day working. So I was doing this, and eventually, he asked me, like, what are you doing? So I told him, he's like, wow, that's a really interesting business. Good for you. But let me set you up so you can do online wires. So that's how it started there. Then I really never left my house, as you can probably tell. But it was a great business. It just was working. Repeat buyers. I was meeting people, finding new stuff going on, and just working deals. Then eventually, I became a lead generator and started generating my own leads once I started understanding the market and having all these buyers in place. And then I eventually stopped, flipping leads and just sold all my own stuff. And because I went from, maybe 20, 30 grand a month, let's just say, whatever it was, to up to $300,000 a month. So that's the difference between lead brokering and lead gen. The lead gen business is more scalable because now you're the lead generator. Now you can just sit here and just pound away at the data. You generate it, you can monetize it because you own the data. You can do whatever you want with it. So there's more profitability, more scalability with a lead gen business. But starting with the lead broker is the best way to go. So a lot of different ways that you can actually sell leads or sell data. And you don't have zero risk because you're not generating it, you're just flipping it. So it's really, really good. A lot of other stuff you can do. I mean, verticals like, SEO leads, digital marketing leads, rehab, insurance, mortgage, life insurance, you got reverse mortgages, like all this random stuff, but there's buyers for everything. So what am I going to do? What's my service to you guys? My service to you guys is actually going to be, so I really only want like one person to do this because this is kind of like a test for me. I want to kind of just go through it once. So I'm going to provide a one-on-one service where I'm going to set up your website. Now, when I say set up your website, what I'm actually going to do is, so we're just going to build you a generic website, and then you can edit it to whatever you want after the fact. But I also want to show you that just building out a generic website, you can still make money. You don't need like this big fancy website. So we're going to build out the website for you. Of course, you buy the domain name, you buy the hosting, we'll set up the website, and then I'm going to run the ads on Google. Now you can generate leads for free, okay, but I'm just going to use paid advertising because it's quicker. Generating leads for free obviously takes more time and effort, so I'm looking to speed this up. So I'm going to generate the leads off Google. That's how I do it now. And then, so I'll spend my money. I'm going to do it on my Google account, and then I'm going to send the traffic to your website. Okay, so your website's generating leads. Your website is going to, sell them essentially, because I want you to see. I'm not going to do it on my website because I know that you can say, oh, but it's your website, that's why it works. So I'm going to do it on your website. You can see that you don't need this monster brand or some craziness to generate these leads and sell it. So once we generate the lead, I am going to call the lead. Now, this is the tricky part. If you're not around, I don't want to wait to call the lead. I want to call the lead right away. So this is what I'm going to do. If you're around, we'll do the call together. If you're not around, then I'm going to call the lead myself, and I will record the call. This way you can actually listen to it in case it's a good call and we close the deal. Then at least you can hear what was said so you feel comfortable, like you're learning something, right? So basically, I'm going to get you set up. I'm going to, one-on-one, build your website, set it up for you. Of course, you have to get your logo and everything else, but we'll set it up for you. Basic, generic stuff here, nothing crazy. We're going to run the Google ads for you. We're going to generate, again, it's going to be my dime. So that first deal, I'm going to pay for. Then what's going to happen is what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 60 days. So in 60 days, if we do not close a deal in 60 days, I'm going to pay you back your $5,000. That's how much it costs. $5,000 plus I'm going to pay you an additional $5,000. So you got your money back. I'm going to pay you $5,000. And what I'm going to charge for this is $5,000. So what happened was I asked a few people, how much should I charge for something like this? And they thought I was crazy saying 5. It was between 10 and 20. Because obviously, listen, go find somebody out there that's willing to do this for you. It just doesn't exist. So I'm willing to do this. I'm trying to figure out how I can scale something like this and bring on, 50, hundreds, or hundreds of people, because it's tough when you do it. I'm saying I'm going to basically build your business for you. Now, so I got to figure that out. But in terms of doing this specific business and getting it off the ground, the thing that you have to understand is once you get a deal and once you see how relatively easy that process, all you need to do is rinse and repeat. That's it, right? You have so many verticals. You have so many different types of leads or data to sell in every vertical. It's insane that someone can come to me and say, I put all this time and effort into building a lead broker business. It didn't work. It's crap. It just means you didn't get off your ass and do anything. Now, I will say, I have a course for $997 that you can do this today all by yourself. You get the lead broker and lead gen, $997. It's a do-it-yourself model. You still get support from us, Facebook group, all done. That's up to you. You can do that. Or I actually have a free case study I put together that you can just follow along for free and go figure it out yourself, right? So go do that if you don't have the money and you're willing to put the time and effort into it. So this is it. This is what I have. If you're interested, let me know. But you can't go wrong with this. There's no way anyone can complain. You have a free option to get this business off the ground. You have a $1,000 option, and you have a $5,000 we'll do it for you option. I give you anyone you want. So if you're someone that's going to complain that you don't have any money, then do the free one. Figure it out. Put the work in. I show you step by step exactly how I get a client. I recorded my phone calls, everything, right in front of you. If you rather do it yourself because you only got the $1,000, that's fine. Do it yourself, no big deal. If you want to take it to the next step and you want me to do everything for you and basically put you in business and show you exactly how it's all done, $5,000 is nothing. People pay, someone literally just called me trying to convince me that they should do a franchise. And they got to lay out $90,000 to start this franchise before they even pay for their office and location and everything. You know what I mean? I was just like, wow, $90,000 you got to lay out. And I mean, you know, how much does that franchise allow you to make? Because they limit you, right? You're really limited in how much money you can make at one location, one area, this, that, the other thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, when are you ever going to go away or do anything? Oh, I'll have someone run it for me. Good luck. Or good luck finding the right people that can run your business when you're not there, when it's a small business like a franchise. You know, it's insane. $90,000, right? I'll put you in business for $5,000. And this is a business that you can work from anywhere. You have so many options. You can make as much money as you want. You can do the lead gen and generate millions like I have, right? But this is a great way to start. Can't beat it. So if you're interested, let us know. We'll answer your questions. We'll get you going. But again, I'm really just looking for one person to do this, kind of test it out, go through the ropes with them, see the process from beginning to end, and then, you know, that's it. But I put myself out there. I know for a fact it'll work. It's not really the problem. It's too easy, especially if I'm going to teach you. And that's it. So we'll talk soon.